Weeks after announcing her brain tumor diagnosis, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum expressed gratitude for all the love and support she received from her fellow Bravolebrities, including her longtime foe Vicki Gunvalson. Teddi admitted Vicki's sweet gift and encouraging message left her shocked, but perhaps more shocking was that the Real Housewives of Orange County alum had reached out before her good friend Dorit. "I was like, I haven't heard from Dorit, but I've heard from Vicki Gunvalson," Teddi claimed in the March 20 episode of Two Teas in a Pod. "Dorit was one of my best friends, and Vicki hates me with a burning passion." Dorit did not publicly respond to the comments, but has since connected with Teddi through Erica Jane. "Dorit, since the pod, has reached out," Teddi recently said to Us Weekly. "Erica kind of told me. She's like, Dorit does want to reach out to you now, can she? And I'm like, I don't know how quick I'll be to forgive, but sure." Teddi didn't provide details on her exchange with Dorit, but expressed optimism for their friendship. "I definitely told her I was disappointed, and I told her I filmed a pod this morning where I talked shit about you," Teddi recalled with a laugh. "But then her message was so nice that I have to say we'll probably be fine." Teddi Mellencamp attends KIS FM's A Heart Radio Jingle Ball 2024 presented by Capital One at Intuit Dome on December 6, 2024 in Los Angeles, California. Dorit Kemsley and Kathy Hilton arrived to the 2024 People's Choice Awards, held at Barker Hangar on February 18, 2024 in Santa Monica, California. Photo: Elise Jankowski/Film Magic. Rich Polk/NBC. Teddi met Dorit when she joined RAOBH in Season 8. The pair developed a strong bond that was seemingly still intact when Teddi exited the series after Season 10. However, Dorit later claimed she wasn't as close to Teddi as many people assumed. She made the comments in RHOBH Season 14, Episode 4, when Kyle Richards called her out for not defending Teddi at BravoCon 2023. "I'm not close with Teddi," Dorit told Kyle. "Her and I are friends. We're not close." The Beverly Beach founder clarified her remarks on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after show. "I wouldn't categorize Teddi and I as good friends. I didn't say that we weren't friends," Dorit explained. "In fact, I didn't even know up until that point that Teddi was mad at me, until Kyle told me that she was sour about me not defending her at BravoCon. I had no idea, so that was a shock to me." See Teddi's initial response to Dorit's claim about their friendship. Want the latest Bravo updates? Text us for breaking news and more. Has Teddi heard from Dorit since her cancer diagnosis? "I was disappointed." The sun filtered softly through the sheer curtains of Teddi Mellencamp's living room, illuminating the various framed photos of her family and life's cherished memories. Today felt particularly heavy for her. The diagnosis had arrived seemingly out of nowhere, and Teddi found herself grappling with a whirlwind of emotions. On one hand, she was determined to tackle the cancer that had invaded her life. On the other, she felt a stark sense of loneliness among her circle of friends. As a star on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Teddi had often showcased her life, her wellness journey, and her relationships with others. The show brought glamour and insight into her world, but also complications, especially in times of vulnerability. Just recently, the world had learned of her cancer diagnosis, creating waves of concern among fans and followers, some of whom had poured out their love and support on social media. But what stung the most was the silence from one friend in particular, Dorit Kemsley. "Have I heard from Dorit?" Teddi paused to think about the question that had been swirling in her mind. "Honestly, I was disappointed." The disappointment lingered as she recalled her friendship with Dorit, a dynamic filled with laughter, shared experiences, and sometimes conflicts, all part and parcel of reality TV relationships. Just days after the news about her diagnosis broke, Teddi had expected a message or perhaps a call from Dorit. They had shared so many moments over the years. After all, was this not the kind of time when friends should rally together? For Teddi, the lack of communication was particularly painful. "I thought our friendship meant more than that," she reflected, her voice quivering slightly. "In some ways, I understand. We all have our own lives, our own battles to fight. But in a moment like this, I needed my friend." Teddi read through well wishes from fans and thoughts from other friends in the industry. Kyle, Erica, and Lisa had all reached out, sharing supportive messages and even offering to help in any way they could. And yet, as she scanned her messages, Dorit's name remained absent. While dealing with her diagnosis had been a challenge, the emotional aspect of feeling neglected and overlooked hurt. She believed in the importance of nurturing friendships, especially when facing adversity. "It makes you reevaluate the people in your life," she admitted, contemplating what this silence meant for their friendship moving forward. Maybe she just didn't know how to reach out, Teddi mused, trying to navigate her feelings. "I remember when I found out I was pregnant with my first child. I didn't know how to process my emotions, and I worried about how to share my news, especially given how vulnerable it made me feel. Friendships can be tricky, especially when navigating the complexities of health crises. The importance of showing up, either physically or emotionally, cannot be overstated, yet understanding how to approach friends struggling with difficult issues can also feel fraught. Everyone struggles to find the right words," Teddi acknowledged, and perhaps Dorit was just trying to figure it out as well. Still, the silence stung. With each passing day, Teddi couldn't shake the feeling that perhaps her friend had taken a step back. "I know she has her own family to worry about," she said, trying to make peace with the disappointment. "But in times of need, it feels essential to reach out, to say something, anything." As she sipped her herbal tea, contemplating the road ahead, Teddi realized that regardless of Dorit's actions or lack thereof, she was determined to focus on her own healing journey. She began to pin down her hopes for the future, formulating a plan not only to combat the cancer, but also to foster the relationships that truly mattered. "Friendship should lift you up," she stated decisively. "And while this feeling might linger for a while, I want to prioritize the people who show up, who raise their hands and say, 'I'm here for you.'" With her mind racing, Teddi turned to her notebook and began jotting down names of friends and supporters she appreciated. It became clear who had truly stood by her during this time, and that uplifted her spirits. It was also an exercise in gratitude, one that helped diminish the sting of disappointment. In the whirlwind of cancer treatment, Teddi recognized a profound truth. While friends play a vital role, ultimately, the most significant relationship she had was with herself. Navigating cancer isn't just about what others do for you. It's a journey of self-love and acceptance, she mused, scribbling in her journal about mindfulness and self-care. Days turned into weeks, and Teddi focused on her health, filling her life with positivity, gratitude, and the nurturing friendships that continued to flourish. Her phone buzzed one afternoon while she was out for a walk, and the sight of Dorit's name lit up her screen. "Hey, babe. I just heard about your diagnosis, and I'm so sorry for not reaching out sooner. I want to support you, however you need." Teddi sat down on a nearby bench, letting the overcast sky wrap her in a moment of reflection. It was a heartfelt message, one that acknowledged the silence and expressed a desire to reconnect. But rather than letting the rush of emotions cloud her judgment, she took a breath and texted back. "Thank you for reaching out. I really appreciate it. Let's talk soon." Healing isn't simply about battling illness. It's also about cultivating resilience and surrounding oneself with genuine care. Teddi had learned valuable lessons not only about herself, but also about the people she wanted in her life. And while disappointment might linger, it mingled with hope and the promise of moving toward connections that felt authentic. In the world of glitz and glamour, sometimes the simple act of reaching out can mean everything. With one message, a bridge was created, And perhaps this experience could bring renewed depth to a friendship once taken for granted. As Teddi Mellencamp embarked on her journey of healing, one thing had become clear. She was ready to embrace not just the battles ahead, but also the friendships that mattered most, those that filled her heart with warmth as she fought for her future.